Hey everyone, this is Megan Nicole from Vigilante Vibes Podcast, a place where I give you all the Marvel discussions, reviews, news, and everything in between without the toxicity that's become such a big part of the fandom. Today, I'm going to give my rankings on Phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I have given Phase 1, and I was really excited to see how many people agreed with me. Totally fine with how many people disagreed. I don't really care. It doesn't impact my opinion, but I like knowing your opinions. So, I'm going to give you a fair warning. There will be hot takes in this. If you disagree with what I say, let me know. I will be okay. All opinions are fair game. Starting with from least liked to most liked, I'll start with Iron Man 3. Did I like this movie? Sure. I mean, I liked it better than Iron Man 2. That's for sure. This was the first movie to come out after Avengers, and I thought it was a pretty good one to follow up with. The one thing I didn't like was how involved Pepper was. If we're being honest, I cannot stand Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper, but that's more to do with the actor, not how she portrayed the part. I guess that's just my own pettiness. I don't know. Besides that, I think Iron Man 3 doesn't really hold up to the rest of Phase 2. It just I don't know, there was a lot of origin stories in Phase 2, which I love. I am a sucker for an origin story. And then there was Iron Man 3. So, Robert Downey Jr. did fantastic, like he always does as Iron Man. I mean, I think anyone can agree that man was born to play Tony Stark. So I really don't have any complaints about that. Moving on, Ant-Man. While I did enjoy this movie a lot, and like I said, I'm a sucker for an origin story, I'm just never been a big Ant-Man fan. Like, yeah, the character is fun in the comics, but he's just never been someone that's caught my attention for very long. He was just kind of there. I will say Paul Rudd is perfect as Ant-Man, as his portrayal really got me more into the character than ever before. After Phase 1 and all the stories we got from the Avengers, it was pretty cool to have such a grounded story. Um, One that didn't involve huge powers, world-ending issues, freaking gods and Thanos. And I guess Thanos wasn't in Phase 1, but you get what I'm saying. So I did like it, but I didn't like it as much as the others. Next on my rankings, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. This is the first of James Gunn's trilogy, and what really showed me how talented James Gunn is. Going into the movie, I didn't have too much experience with most of the characters. I did read some about Rocket Raccoon and Groot in the comics. Still wasn't too on the up and up, I guess. But Star-Lord and the rest were pretty new to me. Star-Lord isn't my favorite just because I feel like he's not had that much character development in the trilogy. Yeah, he gets more sad, but it's like, that's it. Everyone else around him has had more character development, like Gamora, Rocket Raccoon. Groot's changed like every movie. But, Star-Lord, that's my thing. But it was a really fun movie. I didn't expect to like it so much, but that's what James Gunn does, right? He takes the Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't one of the heavy hitter teams from the comics. And James Gunn does a thing where he takes a more underrated team and he makes you love them. He makes you care. I mean, look what he's done with Creature Commandos. We can all agree on that, right? Next on my rankings, this is where I may get the most backlash. Thor: The Dark World. I love this movie. I don't care what any of you say. I will fight for it. It had everything you could want. It had Thor, Darcy, Jane, Frigga, freaking Loki. And we got to see more of Thor and Loki's brotherly dynamic. We got to see more of Jane and Thor together. I think the action was fun. I think we got some pretty funny moments. I really enjoyed it. I think it's underrated, and I will die on this hill forever. I will say Natalie Portman as Jane, it didn't really. I don't think her and Chris Hemsworth had really good chemistry by any means of the imagination. But she also didn't have really good chemistry in Star Wars with Anakin. Maybe it's a her thing. Maybe it's a me thing. I don't know. But that's my opinion. Coming up on my second favorites, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. There's just nothing not to like about this movie. We all constantly use it as a reference point in the upcoming MCU movies like Captain America: Brave New World, saying it has Winter Soldier vibes, and we all know exactly what that means. You cannot lie. You know what that means. So, we got so much there, like Bucky, Natasha Romanoff, Steve Rogers, and this is where we were introduced to who would be later be the new Cap, Sam Wilson. It was just a fun ride all around. I think there's no denying how good it was. It was super grounded. It felt fun. It was exciting. I enjoyed it. I liked the espionage vibes that went through the whole movie. It was cool to see Captain America and Black Widow. I liked seeing their friendship form because I think everyone sees a Black Widow and assumes, oh, she's going to get with him. Because, I mean, she does give a lot of guys in the comics, but I'm not slut shaming. Do your thing, girl. But it was nice to see the brotherly, sisterly friendship, except that one kiss. It was kind of weird. I take that back. It's not a brotherly, just a good friendship overall. I like seeing that. We got to explore more Bucky's story. All around, a damn good film. So that my top movie, the MCU ranking list, and I know this will get someone, Avengers: Age of Ultron. I love this movie so much. We got the team back together. We got to see them work together again. We were introduced to the Scarlet Witch, which at that time I didn't think would be for a few more years, at least until we got mutants or X-Men. I thought that's how they'd bring her in because that's how I'd want her to be brought in. She'll be a mutant to me forever. I don't care what anyone says. We were introduced to Pietro with Wanda. Granted, it was a short time, very short. We did not see it coming. We got James Spader as Ultron, who is confirmed to be in Vision's upcoming show, which is rumored to be called Vision Quest. I don't think that's confirmed, but I mean, at this point, it's going to be Vision Quest. Let's be honest. But I had to mention it was not super confirmed. I know the Age of Ultron really should have been called the Weekend of Ultron, but like that's okay. I had so much fun with it. It became one of my comfort movies. I do turn that on when times are tough. I turned it on like 2 days ago. I love that movie. I will fight for that movie. I don't care. So that's my ranking for phase 2. If you agree, great. If you disagree, also great. I'm totally cool. Just let me know in the comments. Agree, disagree. Tell me your rankings. Tell me what's your favorite, what's your least favorite. I want to know it all. So, with that being said, wherever you're listening to this episode and wherever you're watching this episode, click that subscribe button so you can keep up with all these random things that I post, like interviews, collabs, all that fun stuff. Yeah, have a marvelous day.